Thank you and good morning, everybody. It's so good to see you all here. This is our big January winter. It's December. I want to rush things ahead. When I picked this piece to kind of open the program, I had to do a little research because I'd never seen a real Nickelodeon. And so I found out that they're like a player piano, but inside they have various instruments. Like I saw accordions, drums, that sort of thing, that were all tied into the player piano loop. So it was kind of cool. So then I thought, well, what happened next? And of course, the jukebox came along. How many remember the jukebox? You're showing your age. But the jukebox, the big one was on the dance floor, and they also had them in the restaurants right along. Remember that? In fact, some of them you could even order food off of, and then they had a phone with them. Well, there's no more Nickelodeon. I mean, there are, but they're kind of relics and antiques and worth a lot. And jukebox are hard to find because now everybody has their own jukebox. Yep. Oh, Joe, hold it up again. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. So we don't need to put the nickel or the dime or the quarter in. Remember 3 songs for a quarter? Okay, next. Miles Davis wrote her next song, and this came on back in 1926. And it's Bye Bye Blackbird. So I looked up what Bye Bye Blackbird meant. And all I got was a bunch of gibble-de-goosh about what a blackbird could have meant. It was a demonic thing, it was a whatever. And I thought to myself, if this guy is breaking up with a girl, why doesn't he just say, call her Sheila, or bye-bye Sheila, or bye-bye Sandy, or bye-bye Penelope? Why does it have to be blackbird? And speaking of blackbirds, crows are not considered blackbirds. They're in a different class of birds. So as I was doing research on a crow, I found out that they're very social. In fact, they even like to go, and do you know where crows go to have a beer? They go to a crow bar. They don't get any better either, I'll tell you. I got it. Last year I had a helper who reminded me that I had to have a microphone when I talked. And I think it happened 3 or 4 times that she had to bring it down, come down and hand it to me. Well, word got out to our sound system people that this might happen again. And so I said, no, it's not going to. I got it right here. So anyway, Jada came out in the early 1900s, 1918, by that world-famous composer, Bob Carlton. Ron, have you heard of Bob Carlton? Steve, have you heard of Bob Carlton? One honest one and one not quite so. Bob Carlton, I think this was his only hit. And the funny thing about the song is, what does Jada mean? And so I looked that up too, and it doesn't mean anything. It's just a bunch of senseless words. Well, then along came the 50s and 60s, and that trend continued on. For example, mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat oats. That was in 1943. And then in 1958 came ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang. What was the name of that song? Come on, somebody. The Witch Doctor. And who did it? David Seville and the Chipmunks. Oh, you guys, come on, wake up now. Then the most familiar of them all. How him away, how him away, how him away, how him away. Lion Sleeps Tonight, The Tokens, 1961. And then, diddy diddy dum diddy dum. Come on, this is ridiculous. Or do-wackadoo, wackadoo, wackadoo, Roger Miller. And then, one of the most popular groups in the world got onto that track, and they did Obladi, Oblada, Oblada, Wa. The Beatles doing Obladi. So, that's why we did Jada. Is that what we're doing next? Stand up. You can't see my face underneath the mask, can you? The next song is a very popular piece from the old days, Side by Side. And I picked this piece, first of all, because it kind of tells what we're all about up here. We're a group of people who have had issues with which to deal, memory issues, illnesses, whatever. We've come together through the gift of music to join our voices and have some fun. And while we do that, we become a family. We laugh together, we sing together, we support each other in times of need, and we're there for people when they need our help. And I could think of no better song to make that statement than Side by Side. So before we sing it, I would just like to let you know that this is an open community. We have room for more people. And age is no different, no precursor, because we have one of our members who's 102 years old. Where's Sally? And when we talk about things in the past, we always go to Sally. Because hers is the second generation past. But it's really a treat. But we meet Monday mornings right here at Faith Church in the choir room. We meet from 10 till noon. We're going to shut down now until January 9th when we'll start up again. But the idea is we want you to know that we are here. And if you might be interested in coming and joining us, or if you know of somebody who has memory issues and perhaps might benefit from an activity like this, tell them about us. And come, any of you, come to a Monday rehearsal and sit in and laugh with us. I guarantee you'll go away with a sore gut from all the laughing that you're doing. So right now, we're going to present to you our version of Side by Side, after which I'm going to call on DJ Hemer to come and talk a little bit about Impact Services and on Voices of Impact. So here's Side by Side. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce you to DJ. She brings to our organization some tremendous enthusiasm, experience, and we're just delighted to have her here. So I'm going to give you the microphone. You only have 3 minutes and 17 seconds.
I'll only take 30, I promise. And I'm not as funny as Bruce. I'm funnier. So, yeah. Just kidding. I want to welcome you all. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to take this job and to be the new executive director. I worked with Steve for years. This is his baby, and I got to take it over. My wonderful board, Paula Coffey is here from Connexus Energy. They're our sponsor of the year. Patrick and Tom, I believe I saw. Yay! So we have a bunch of board members here. And thank you to all the wonderful volunteers that helped this go on. Hopefully Bruce knows everyone's name. I unfortunately do not. But Impact Services, our primary focus is Meals on Wheels. So if you know of someone who's hungry, you need to have them call us. Whether or not they have an ability to pay, this year we actually started offering free meals to those who cannot afford it. We do not want anyone to be hungry. And thankfully, under the direction of Bruce, Voices of Impact is a wonderful choir. And I know that there are a few of you sitting out there that go, I'm just too scared to show up on a Monday. Life is short. COVID taught us that. So you need to get your granddaughter, your grandson, your daughter, whatever, and make them take you to this on Monday, because life is worth living, and they do a lot of living on Mondays. And they sound wonderful, don't they? Yeah. I absolutely love coming to this concert. It's one of the highlights of my entire year. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so grateful that you are family and that you love this. And Bruce, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all that you give to this with your volunteers. So please keep coming to the concerts. Please tell everyone you know about it. And we thank you for all of your support with Impact Services. We love you. We could not do what we do without you. And we are changing the world one meal at a time and one song at a time. So thank you. Bruce wants me to tell you because he's all about the money. No, I'm kidding. You have an envelope, and if you'd like to make a donation, you can drop it off in the kitchen before you go, or we'll be standing outside of the doors. But don't let that stop you from coming. Invite everyone you know. Our next concert is in May? May. So, and check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. We're on all of those. You were on TikTok this morning. You can tell your grandkids you were on TikTok. Yeah, so check us out on social media to keep up to date on the latest and the greatest. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you. Okay, everybody stand up, stretch your legs, turn around, say hello to somebody that you haven't met before. Okay, here we go. We're going to take a sleigh ride right now. I used to ask my mother what it was like in winter. What did you do for Christmas and Thanksgiving? And she always told me about the sleigh ride. And it's too bad we don't have those sleighs anymore to create memories. But they take rocks, heat them, wrap them in a blanket, put them on the floor to keep your feet warm. They get to the relative's house, the kids and the women would go in the house and get the food ready, and the men would take care of the horses, put them in the barn, keep them out of the cold. And you'd have the celebration, but you couldn't stay too late because it got too dark at night. And they'd reverse and come back home. Well, we're Minnesotans, you know, and we have to put up with these winters all the time. And I don't care that winter is not officially here until December 21st. This is winter. All you have to do is go outside and you can figure that out. Now, I figured since all of you are Minnesotans, or most of you are, maybe we have some guests in here. Do you have any guests from out of state? No. That's good. Yeah, they're afraid to come out in the snow. So, I think there are a few things that all Minnesotans should know. So I'm going to ask you and see. Where do snowmen put their money? In a snowbank, that's right. Number 2, what do snowmen have for breakfast? Frosted Flakes or? Snowflakes or Ice Krispies? What is the difference between the Christmas alphabet and the original alphabet? The Christmas alphabet has Noel. Who is Frosty's favorite ant? Antarctica. I'm trying real hard here, folks. One more. This is a winter tip for all of you. Never catch snowflakes on your tongue until all the birds have flown south. Winter Wonderland. Pretty good, huh, Linda? Linda Rasmussen is one of our people that's doing our graphics, and I will acknowledge all of them later. But she gave me a bunch of crap this morning to make sure that. Actually, she didn't. She was very kind about it. She just said, "You idiot, don't forget to do that again." So, all right. You know, Christmas is celebrated in other countries too. And all the countries have provided us with some great Christmas holiday music. For example, "Jeg så glad hver julig kveld" is from Norway, exactly. What about Feliz Navidad? Feliz Navidad. That is from, it's Jose Feliciano wrote it, and he's a Puerto Rican. Okay? You didn't know that, did you? I didn't either. And the Wexford Carol is from Ireland. Yes. And those are, and then a few years ago, we did an Australian carol. And when I saw this listed on the list of Australian Christmas songs, I thought, I just have to mention it. It's the Aussie Jingle Bells. Remember that? And how instead of, they went riding in a Holden Ute, and nobody knew what a Holden Ute was. Well, a Holden is a brand name of an automobile, and a Ute was a pickup. And so they had this old rusty Holden Ute that they were traveling around in. And we'll have to bring that back again, because that was the winner. The African Noel that we're going to do next is an African folk song. And it has been taken by many, 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 many different composers throughout the entire world and rearranged. And each of them has their own handle or their own interpretation, their own touch to the piece. And because it's a very simple thing, it's a very repetitious piece. And what I did is I wrote an accompaniment track that we're going to play with the choir as they sing, because African music is all about rhythm. And it's all about drums. So when you hear African music, if you watch an African group perform, you won't see claves, you won't see shakers, because they're always using drums. So what we've done today is I've taken this piece and I've written a track, and we're going to give it to you. Now, the coordination between the track and the singers is a trick, and they have to watch me, and they don't like to do that. I don't know why. So we'll make it work, but I hope you'll enjoy this arrangement of the African Noel. Why don't you guys stand up? girls with us, just for fun. Basically, this is an audition. So if I hear some wonderful voices out there, you're in, okay? So the first one we're going to do is Joy to the World. And I think there's one or two verses. I think the words will be on the screen for you so you can follow along. Gary, take it away. Here we go. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. I watched all of you, and even without the words, you still knew them all. Isn't that cool? Deck the halls. Go. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. While they to Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. Grazing you before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. The hill of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Okay, now you're all warmed up, because we're going to do another song that's we're going to ask you to sing with us. The piece is called Night of Silence. It was written by Daniel Cantor, who is a Minnesotan, and he wrote this beautiful melody and a very, very beautiful text, as you'll be able to follow along with the text. And the unique part about this piece is it's a partner song with Silent Night. And so what we're going to do is we're going to sing Silent Night together right now, the two of us, the audience and me. And then we're going to have the choir start, and they're going to do Night of Silence. But when we come to the last time through Night of Silence, there's about 4 verses. I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to invite you to sing Silent Night with us as we sing Night of Silence. And this will be kind of a closure for this morning. And it's a beautiful piece. We hope you enjoy it. So let's just do Silent Night first. Give us an A major chord. Sing it with me, go. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. One. tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly Now I can go home and say I directed a choir of hundreds of people this morning. Before we do our final number, I want to say a few thank yous. We've been very blessed to be able to use Faith Lutheran Church as our home church. And I want to give a shout out to the Faith Lutheran people for opening up their doors to us. They provide coffee and water for every rehearsal that we have. We get to use the sanctuary for concerts, and what a beautiful setting for a program, isn't it? And it's so accessible, you know, no stairs, and parking is free, and it's just absolutely marvelous. So Pastor Kevin Doley was here this morning at 7 o'clock and opened the or 8 o'clock and opened the building for us, and his people in the sound booth, Joel Hoy, I think I blew that name, but it's Joel. Wave at us, Joel. And Linda Rasmussen did all the graphics. And the good-looking guy sitting next to them on my far right, that's Pastor Kevin Dolan. So thank you, all of you. And we've also been blessed to have some great instrumentalists come and join us. So I want you to give a great round of applause. I'll give you all of their names so you don't have to applause 4 times. But our drummer is Steve Faison. He's been here with us many times. Steve is the type of guy who can pick things up just like that. He's also a composer. He plays guitar, plays all kinds of things. So we're just delighted that he can take time to come and join us. Our bass player is Ron Chamberlain. And Ron's from a very musical family here in the Twin Cities, and we're just thrilled that he can be back there. And our guitar player is David Phelps. And David is a very close personal friend of mine. And we're just glad that all of you could be with us. And don't forget our accompanist, Gary Campbell on the piano. He's been with us for a long time. Before we do our final number, I want to invite you all to come to the fellowship hall, which is just across the hallway right over here, for coffees and cookies and some time of fellowship. And if you want to find out more information, please ask these people up here or talk to DJ, and they'll be happy to give you some tips. We are meeting on Monday morning, but it's kind of a teardown or kind of a review of what we did today and of our season. And it's kind of our Christmas party. And then we start up again in January on the 9th. And again, we're Monday mornings, 10 o'clock until noon. And I guarantee you, you'll be able to go home with a really good joke every week. See, I coached them to say yes to that. See how well I get no respect, so. But the thing is, music is such a powerful, powerful part of our lives. It can soothe the savage beast. It can create beauty. It can comfort you in your time of need. It can bring joy to you. It can take away the daily fuss of things that's going on as you get to come together to sing. And the beauty of music is that it sticks with you a lifetime. When I first sat down with these folks, I sat down and I started playing "You Are My Sunshine." They knew every word. They probably hadn't sung it for years, but they can remember it. Because music is one of the last things that leaves our memory. And how many stories do we have about our musical experiences? When we talk about this song and that song, it brings back some wonderful, wonderful memories, both near and far back. And so that's why I wanted to share with you just exactly why we sing. So listen carefully and follow the words on the screen. On your feet, choir.
Thank you all.